Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Shazam Market Man podcast. Dom, this is Nick. Together we are.
Did you know 10 years ago it rained today, and then the next day it was 100 degrees? Nick and Dom.
That's what they call us. Did you know 10 years ago it rained and the next day was 100 degrees, Nick and Dom?
Mm-hmm.
And this is our podcast, and usually what we do in our podcast is we talk about the media we consumed over the past 2 weeks. And we usually go with segments, and the first segment is board games. But I think actually for this exact second, we're going to have a tangent. And what happened?
10 years ago?
Your Switch died?
Yeah. I thought you were talking about what I was talking about on Facebook. Yeah, my Switch died. Like dead. Super dead. I'm going to take it in and see if I can get the battery replaced. I plugged it into 3 separate chargers. Nothing. So I'm thinking charging port's probably bad or the battery's dead. So that sucks because that's all of my save data. And knowing how Nintendo works, it's worse than Apple. I'm probably going to lose almost all of my save datas.
Huh?
So board games?
It'd be how be. No, second tangent. I haven't tried this Mountain Dew Energy Major Melon. I'm going to like it. And it tastes fast right now.
Do you want me to poison test it for you? Caffeine equal to 2 cups of coffee. 5% juice, 0 sugar. Zinc. Watermelon. I heard the door open. There is a robber here, because no one is supposed to be here right now.
The door was unlocked.
Well, it was ajar.
I don't like it that much.
I'll drink it. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'll
I'm
drink
just kidding. Don't you have a case of them out there?
Yep.
Oh, no. Well, you're going to learn to like it.
Yeah.
Ah! Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Well, I'm going to enable you to get us all Dutch.
I've been driving for 3 hours.
You haven't. You were sitting in the passenger seat.
Okay, baby. Jordan ran 4 stop signs. I
almost ran into a bus. So, I mean, that.
4 stop signs?
4 stop signs. 2 of them because he didn't know he had to stop.
What do you mean at a stop sign?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry, Jordan. I don't
We're going to cut this
He's
anyway.
not going to
don't
watch this.
He doesn't watch this. Yeah, fuck
so
you. No.
what happened was
What happened was.
you pull up to the stop sign and there's a car in front of you, correct?
No.
Yeah.
So he stops behind that car. That first car in front of him goes, and then he follows the car because he didn't know he had to stop twice.
Hey, is
Didn't
23
he
going to be
pass
enough?
The
The written test?
Allegedly.
Oh. Have you seen his permit? I haven't seen it.
Yes.
Okay.
He's just lying to everybody.
Yeah, he didn't have
about
it. Because my dad's like, do you have your permit? He's like, no, I left it at home. He's like, why'd you leave it at home? Just leave it in your wallet. He's like, I don't want to get ruined. I'm like, just leave it in your wallet.
It's in his wallet.
Now?
He leaves it in his wallet.
Now? It was like 2 weeks. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to drive with him either.
No, he's not that bad.
No. I wouldn't want to drive with his
He's kinda
dad.
better than Dom, but his second lesson scares me. Neither of you.
I've ran hella stop signs.
But neither of you look at signs on the road.
No.
Yeah, absolutely not. That was a
Was
quiz.
he wearing his glasses?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We had a quiz.
He has to.
We had a quiz in our driver's ed where they would show us footage of somebody driving down the road, and they would pause it, and it would say, "It's like, what's the last street sign you passed?" And we had to write it down, and I was like, "Shit, that's rough," because
I didn't
nobody's
do
really.
that.
Yeah,
Who'd you?
I had McCann.
I had McCann. We didn't do that. Maybe we did. I don't remember. Let me call Nick. Let me call my brother-in-law. I'll ask
We
him.
absolutely had to do that.
Maybe we did. We. He
Yeah.
won't. He wouldn't remember.
Yeah.
My friend's like, do you know any single females in their 20s? And I was like, no,
Yeah, that's right.
because I don't. Well, we've accomplished nothing in 8 minutes.
Board games. I haven't had a day off in 14 days.
All right.
Yeah, back to board games.
All right. You want to hear about what I did with board games?
Sure. What'd you do with board games?
Since
I
you
played a
got
little
nothing.
Magic. Finished another deck.
We did this dumb thing called unsolved case.
I will
files
throw you
on
out the
Cal
fucking
Phone
window
Company.
right now.
So Nick over here has been trying to get me and my wife
Man, wow.
to play this unsolved case files for over
It's been
almost 2 years. It was like November 2021 or something.
No, I could have sworn I gave it to you.
Okay, then it
when
was
you
May
moved in.
2022. That's what it was.
I thought I gave it to you while you were here. No, because you moved it.
No, it was at my mom's.
Yeah, you moved with it. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put a link in the
And
description.
that was pretty cool. It was it like actually has like a bunch of documents and like
It's an
witness
unsolved
like
case.
witness statements all like filled out and stuff. And it's like it's supposed to like
Simulate going over a
simulate. There
case.
we go. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember. I was gonna say symbolize, and I was like, that's not right.
Symbology.
It's supposed to simulate going through an actual case and like getting information and reading through all this stuff.
Connecting the dots that they missed.
Yeah, my thing's tickling my arm. No.
Man, it's just all over the place today, bud.
And
Amanda.
that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
This one messed up a little bit though.
Yeah.
And so you're supposed to like, you like solve it.
You solve,
And then you like figure out
Yeah.
whatever's wrong, and then you open up a packet with some new information, and
Mhm.
you get it, like twice, and then the third time like you win.
mm-hmm.
And like he messed up and put one in the, it was like an email in the original one, and I was like, where the fuck? I'm going, where the fuck did this email come from? And I'm like, what's related to this? And that's why I spent all my time going through this email, and it also gave us like information that we weren't. Like a
You
little
weren't
bit of
supposed to
information.
have, yeah.
So then I was trying to figure out like, because there's a town map, and I was trying to figure out like
Work it
where
backwards.
it is, and I'm like, it's over here. We have to prove it's over here somewhere.
Yeah.
So that was like mess. And she's like, I don't think we're supposed to prove it's over there. And then I'm like, then why do we have this email?
Yeah. Yeah, the way they set it up is there's a handful of things that you're supposed to have, like maybe like 8 or 9 pieces of paper that you're supposed to have, and once you figure out the first objective with that set of information, you're then given a bit more, and you have to solve a different objective. Well, if you don't put all the stuff back in the proper envelopes, it kind of throws you for a loop. So the next one, I'm probably just gonna buy you guys a brand new one, so
Yeah, that
everything's
messed up.
perfectly in order.
It wasn't that big of a deal, but
Yeah.
it was like, and then we opened them the next one. I'm like, this is supposed to have 7. She's like, it only has 6. Where's the 7th one? And then I was reading it, and I was like, the email.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
email. But that was pretty cool.
I let Jess put that one away, so
Um,
blame it on her.
My brother came over, who's learning how to drive today.
Yay.
We played the worst case scenario card game,
Mm-hmm.
which it's not the card. It is a card. Whatever.
I think it's
Worst
card
case
game.
scenario card game. I talked about that before. It's just like it's just like a Cards Against Humanity type game where kinda. What? No, it's not. No, it's not. I lied.
Well, I thought it was like one person reads a scenario and then
Yeah.
other
So you
people-
flip over. So one person flips over 5 cards, and each of them has a scenario on it, and then you have to secretly rank them 1 through 5, and then everybody else guesses what you're gonna rank them 1 through 5, and then you flip them all over, and then you get points.
Mhm.
And it's actually, I like thought it was kind of stupid, and I was like, but we could play it, and it's actually kind of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And he wanted to play that, and it was pretty cool. We played Boggle, and he beat our asses. He got 38 points. Skyla did bad
Shame on her.
we played 3 games. She got 38 points,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 23 points because I got one word that was like 8 or whatever, and she got I won because of and Skylar only got 21, and she got messed up. I won because I didn't win. I won one of the games
Mhm.
because I got banana.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even see it. They're like, "Where's banana?" And they got slutted. And so I won because of those 2 words. Slutted is 7, and I was like, "That's a lot of points."
There we
That's
go.
how I came in second. I was kind of proud of that. I played a game of cribbage.
You?
It's
I did see
it's
that
pretty
one.
Fun. I won.
By
Score
a fair
121.
bit.
Jordan 120.
Oh.
And it was funny. I think it was against him. It was I didn't talk about this last time. Right?
No.
It was
That was like 3 weeks ago.
he had some cards, and then he was like he decided, so you keep 4, you get rid of 2, and he kept 4, and then at the end of and then he put down a card, and I put down 1 off of that card, and then at the end of the game, as soon as that happened, I won. So he got 120, and we were both at 120. So it was like first person to get 1 point wins, and then I played a card and I played off of his, and we found out at the end, we looked at them all. Any of the 4 that he kept, he had played, I would have won.
That's
Any of the 4, and he was like, "That sucks." He's like, "So he got rid of those 2, and then he already lost.
Yeah.
So if he had kept one, and then one of the 2, I think I also would have won. So it was literally there was only one of the 6 cards he drew that he could have won out. And also we played Catan Cities and Nights just as 3-player, which I think is a better way to
Probably
play
better,
it,
yeah.
which we talked about. And I won 13 to 9 to 9 because I realized like we were playing, the game was like slogging along and like nothing was happening. And I realized it's because we're all putting in so much effort for these nights for like 1 victory point. I was putting in so much effort, and then like me and Jordan tied or whatever. So then we got none. And then I realized, I was like, why am I working so hard for these fucking knights for 1 victory point fighting
Mhm.
against everybody? And I completely ignored the knights for the next round or whatever.
Mhm.
And then I just built cities and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Just upgrading.
and then they were fighting over that so much, and then like they got 0 points
Mhm.
in the next. It's like you roll these dice, and after a while, a thing, these guys attack, and a thing happens, and then so it's like the game's kind of in like sections, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe it. And for that like section, they got 0 victory points, and I got 4, and then I just blasted ahead, and then I said that to them, I'm like, yeah, I'm just ignoring the knights, and then they were like, I think that they did. In the moment, they didn't like. They were like, "Oh, well, that's what we should have done." But
Yeah.
looking back at it now, I'm like, "Oh, you guys definitely should have like stopped
let it
fighting
go,
over
yeah.
these fucking knights."
Just tie it and then
yeah.
make sure you don't lose
Or
points.
like just let the other person get 1 victory point,
Yeah.
or you get 3 more because you're building settlements and cities.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying about the knights. And then on Monday we played, me and Flynn and Skylar. We played cribbage again.
Nice.
And I won 121. Flynn got 110. Skylar got 116. So they both did actually pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And then we played a game of Boggle. And Skylar got 34. I got 21. Flynn got 28. And Skylar got 8. He's not good at word games. He was like, I can't play Boggle. He's like, my
I'm
brain
pretty
doesn't work
I'm
this
pretty
way.
booty at war games too. So I mean,
I think you get more than 8 points though. Good shit
Yeah.
on Skylar. And then just me and Flynn played some 60-second city, which we played before. It's just a fun little game.
yeah.
You're like just flipping over these tiles and placing them, trying to complete these objective cards in 60 seconds. And it's
Yeah.
like boom, 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 boom. That's pretty fun. Not really much to talk about there. And then we played Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. Cooperative Power
What?
Rangers game. It's a cooperative Power Rangers game. It's so cool, dude. Oh my god. I know you don't really care about Power Rangers because he wasn't allowed to watch it when he was a
Wasn't
kid.
allowed to.
But I fucking love Power Rangers. Oh my god, it was so awesome.
Yeah, I bet.
I was a Blue Ranger, obviously, because I got glasses, so I got assigned the Blue Ranger as a child. That's how it works.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you get assigned the fat kid?
What was that?
Nothing.
I buy you Dutch, and this is how you treat me?
Okay,
No.
Bulk.
No.
That was the fat guy's name. Bulk and Skull were the 2 bad guys' names. Not bad. They weren't bad guys. Like the
They're like
bullies.
anti-heroes.
No, they were like.
I could have sworn there was a few times where they like.
They probably
weren't
saved them a
complete
couple
assholes,
times.
Yeah.
But they were like bullies. They're like, we're gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, because that's what they said on this fucking.
I'm pretty sure that's how Skull talk. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because so it's like got a bunch of minis.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's expensive. It's like you really don't need any minis to play any game ever.
Yeah.
It's just to
It
make you
just
pay-
helps.
It's just to make you pay more money. And so it's like there's 4 different places you can go: Angel Grove High, Angel Grove Park, and Industrial District, and then another one I can't remember. And it's kind of cool because everybody has like 2 actions they can do. And we discovered this after playing it. We played it twice. We played it once. We like died because that's how it works, right? And then you play a second time, you actually know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, oh, I realized I was like, oh, guys, it's there's no order of the turns. It's anybody can do any action in any order. So that is really cool, like that. So it's like because you can attack, and if there's other people there, then like you attack together with those other people, and you can all
like team up on them.
team up and stuff. So it's like we're like trying to let's go here, and then you stay here, and then we can attack. And like somebody else does the action to attack, and then you can play cards, so you don't have to do the action to play the cards to attack.
Yeah.
And then we won the second time. That's pretty cool. It like flips over the putty monsters, and then it like flipped them over, and then you get a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
An enemy, and it's like
Well, that's usually how the episodes go.
yeah. You do putty patrollers. That's what it is. Putty patrollers, and then super putty patrollers, and then a bad guy. And then you have to defeat the bad guy, and then you like do more putty patrollers, bad guy. Then you do more putty patrollers. Then you do Rita Repulso. That's the main bad guy.
Yeah.
And then and so that was cool, and I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cool. I don't know how to explain it. Power Rangers Heroes
Cool.
are good. Yep. And then there's more.
I figured.
We played.
This is why I just don't play board games.
Yeah,
the
you just let
podcast
me
would be
do it.
like 2 hours.
That's like with me and that's like the one with the three of us, me, you, and Nathan.
Mhm.
It just like went on.
Mm-hmm.
It was an hour of board games because just me and him were talking about board
Mhm.
games. You're kind of just sitting there going,
It
yeah.
was like I played some. I'm just not gonna talk about it.
We played Votes for Women.
Gross. Moving on.
So one person plays.
A woman.
No, it's the suffrage movement. The women's suffrage movement takes place from 1848 to 1920, which is when the 19th Amendment was passed and women gained the right to vote. Isn't that crazy? It's like 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Betty White was alive. Because she was like 98 when she died?
I think she was born in 1921.
Was it 21?
I think so. She died last year, though.
Was it last
And
year?
she was 90. She turned 100 like in 2022.
I thought she died like last January.
Then she died 100 in 2021. She died like 3 weeks
You know,
before
we
she turned
could-
100.
I was gonna say we can't Google this.
No. And there's still a couple people, not very many. There's a couple
Mhm.
people that were alive back then.
Mhm.
But that's still.
That's so
just-
crazy.
Yeah, I watched this one review on it, and this guy he was like, I was just laughing at some of the cards because we're so far removed from that was just so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were like women campaigning against women getting the right to vote, and he's like,
Mhm.
that's just so crazy to us, like to think about now.
Nowadays, yeah.
Like, what are you talking? Like, that's kind of in 80 years when we talk about like gay marriage, where it's like people just didn't want. What are you talking?
Just don't want
kinda
people to be
that now.
happy?
We're kind of like that now if
Yeah.
you're a level-headed person.
Yeah.
You're
You're
like,
not a psychopath.
Why don't you want? But especially in 50, 80 years, we're gonna be like, what? Gay people couldn't vote till like, or couldn't. Vote.
Man, going backwards there.
Gay people can get married. It's gonna be like that. That's kind of cool. So it's the suffrage movement. So one person plays the women trying to do it, and one person plays the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
The assholes.
and that's kind of cool. You're like playing cards, you're campaigning against each other, and then you're trying to flip the states to your side or whatever, and put more votes on the
Mhm.
states. And then the good guys, I feel like they have more powerful cards to play.
Mhm.
Um,
I feel like this game was made by a history teacher.
yeah, but the bad guys, I forget their names, so I'm just calling them bad guys.
They're bad guys.
They need 13 states to
Mhm.
flip 13 states over to the side, and the good guys need freaking 35.
Yeah, something wrong. Like
No, they
fucking
need
crazy.
more.
Yeah,
They need
something
38 or
wild.
something. They need like 38
There we go.
because there were 48 states. 35 would be 48. 30. They need 35, something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool. It was really tight. It's like kind of like scary how to do it.
Mhm.
Not scary, but it's like, is
No,
this gonna
no.
screw me over?
Yeah.
That was cool. I did like it, but apparently, like the way you're supposed to play it is like,
So the correct way.
yeah. Well, no. So you can play it competitive, or you play it cooperatively, where they have a deck of cards that's like, it's basically a solo mode. They
Mhm.
call it Oppobot, where it's a deck of cards and that plays like the opposition, the bad
Mhm.
guys, and then so you're supposed to like either do it solo against that deck or cooperatively two people against that deck. But I kind of liked it competitively.
Yeah.
But I was reading online that other people didn't. But we only played that one
Yeah,
time.
because they suck.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool. All right, and then only 3 more. I'm trying to go quick 'cause I feel like it's boring.
No. We're just gonna go until the camera goes.
We played Terraforming Mars twice, just me and my wife. But we are gonna take a break, because we got 2 new expansions. And
What are the expansions?
shut up! Stop it!
He's yelling at the cat.
We don't know what's going on with him. He keeps doing that every day.
I thought that might have been Nancy.
No, it's him. Hopefully I remember. And so we got 2 new expansions. One is called Colonies. One is called Turmoil. So Colonies adds you flip over these different tiles, and those are different colonies, places that you can go to. So you like go to there. You place a mining colony on that colony, and then you take a ship there, and you get this action. And then each colony is like a different. Like one is gain money, one is gain plants, one is gain heat, one is gain. But it's
So one of your other resources.
yeah, one of like everything, and there's animals and plants and the floaters too, which are from the Venus Next expansion. And that's really cool. I feel like most people say that's the best one. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So there's three. So there's four. One is Prelude.
4.
Yeah, dude, I was like, so. One is Prelude, which it's kind of not an expansion. It's like, it's an expansion, but you never play without it. It basically makes the game like 10 minutes faster. That's all it does.
Okay.
And then one is Venus Next, and then that one's kind of real small. It has another Venus board and adds some more cards and a new resource. But that's not really that important. Like, I feel like that one's kind of like really easy to put in. So when we played with Nathan and Coral, Nathan was like complaining. He's like, why'd you put this in here? Like, you shouldn't have put this in here. And I was like, but it barely adds anything.
Yeah.
Like, just put it in. It barely adds anything.
Yeah. Well, Nathan sucks, so
yeah.
don't take his advice.
Yeah. And then I guess another expansion is Hellas and Elysium. I don't know if I mentioned this. There's 2 new boards. So there's 2 new boards you can play with.
Mm-hmm.
And then another expansion is Colonies, which adds a bunch of colonies. And I feel like most people say that's the best one. Like, you want to play with that one. And then the next one is called Turmoil. You know what you really want in a board game that's all about terraforming Mars and changing the entire world and adding oceans and building giant domed cities and adding giant lush greeneries. You know what you want to add to that game?
Conflict.
Politics.
Yeah. Government.
Yeah. So that adds politics. And that we both still liked it. It did feel like it made the game go on. It didn't make the game go on longer. The first half of the game was a super slog where it was so boring. But once you get going, then I feel like the second half flew by. So it was like a normal amount of time, but it felt like the beginning was way stretched out. But then the second half, like, I feel like it gave you so much. I was going so fast in the second half. What?
I feel like terraforming Mars is slowly just becoming Dune. Because you have a company that's trying to terraform a planet, and they're slowly adding extra things to make it either
They're
easier.
not adding any more expansions.
True.
Oh, Prelude. They're doing Prelude 2.
But now they're adding politics to it. It's like, it's starting to feel like Dune.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, but you can take that out. You can still
True.
play with that expansion. Dune expansion. I hope that's recording.
Me too.
But we both still liked it. But I feel like you definitely you want to know. You have to know the game to play that. Like, all right. And it was Turmoil, and we both still really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But it did. You have to know the game. Like, not even your second time. You don't want to play that until your
like fourth or fifth
time.
Yeah.
You have to know the game. So we were talking, so like, first time you introduce to somebody, just play base. Maybe not even put in Venus Next, but definitely put in Prelude. Always put in Prelude. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
Because you use the cards before the game starts. So it's like, you play the cards before
like
the
the
game
setup,
starts. Yeah, it just makes the setup a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because sometimes you get a company and it sets you up for one thing, but your first hands, you just get boned.
Yeah.
So if you just have a bit better setup, you know.
And in Terraforming Mars with Turmoil, I won with 101, and she got 94. And Terraforming Mars Colonies, I got 124, and she got 105. My personal best is 127, and this is the second highest anybody's gotten, which is 124. Skyla got... So, what you do... Here, I just realized I wrote down a little bit. Yeah. And that was with Colonies. So basically how you score in that game is you look at the board, there's some things you can buy, so you score at those, then you score at the map, and then you flip over, and then you look at all your cards and the resources you put on them, and you score that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Skyla, with those cards, she got 45 points from her cards. So she was way back there, and then I got 17, she got 45.
Yeah, but that's also like how she plays a lot.
And I still beat her by 14.
Get wrecked.
By 19.
Get wrecked.
Good shit up. And it was really interesting. So I had a corporation. It made you pay 5 per card instead of 3. So if you remember, you draw
Mm-hmm.
In your starting hand, you have 10. You can keep however many you want, but you have to pay 3 per. And then every round, you draw 4, and you can keep however many you want, but you have to pay 3 per. So I did this corporation. I had to pay 5 per, which makes it seem like a lot, but but it starts with 5 money production. So that's like the only thing it does.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get later on, it like all it does is it doesn't matter like the end game, like kind of keeping 5 per, it doesn't really matter once you're at the end game. So it was like that 5 money production just helped out so much that it was worth it to have to pay the extra money for those cards. And then quickly in Turmoil, the corporation I had, I can't really speak to her corporations, I don't remember. The corporation I had was it was like every round that you don't spend that you don't gain like your terraform rating, then you gain a terraform rating. Or not, then you put a resource on the card and it's worth 1 victory point. That's what it is. So I would like on purpose not raise my terraform rating 1%. And then at the end of that round, I got 1 on that card. And I only got I got 8 from that card. So it was like 8 rounds. I didn't do anything. Or I didn't increase my terraform rating. But I feel like that made me play smarter. Like instead of being like, I don't know, I have 14, I'll just raise this.
Yeah.
You know? So I can get 1 point. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do it on purpose. And I think that
I'm
made
gonna
me
get
play
one
better.
anyway, yeah.
And so I played better with that.
Yeah.
And then real quickly, me and Skyla played War of the Ring.
Yeah.
I played the bad guys against a good opponent. I played the bad guys for the first time against a good opponent. I played it once before with my big brother, his first game ever. We talked about this before. Terrible mistake. Don't do that. With your first game, you have to play bad guys. Last time I played bad guys, I attacked top right. So I put a bunch of troops in the top right, and I attacked in the top right. And so I did that really fast. And also, what I did immediately, which I thought was an interesting strategy, is I took the very first thing I did, I took a bunch of troops right out of Mordor and marched right out the gate immediately. And then I didn't attack Minas Tirith. I went up top towards Rohan, and then I literally just stood there and blocked them from being able to go to Minas Tirith. So, like, I think she wanted... So then she built up Rohan, and I think she wanted to take those guys and go...
Like pushing
towards Minas Tirith or whatever. But she didn't because I was blocking her with not even that many guys, but it was still like...
It would have been enough.
Yeah, still like... like if she went around... Like she couldn't go around because then I would have just attacked Edoras like immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kind of like that strategy. Was interesting. Skyla almost won. She still almost won. And she didn't even get Aragorn the entire game. The whole game, she didn't even get Aragorn. And she still almost won.
Well, shit.
I know. I was like, well, she was playing really good. I actually wasn't really playing. I actually played, I think in the beginning I was playing good, but in the middle I kind of just floundered. I kind of just didn't do anything in the middle.
Yeah.
And then I was building up to attack the end game, but then my end game took a little bit too long to like start to go do. And then she got like on the track and she almost won. I just love that game. As I said before, it's because it's Lord of the Rings. If it wasn't Lord of the Rings, I wouldn't like it as much. But because it's Lord of the Rings, it's one of my favorite fucking games in the world just because it's Lord of the Rings.
That makes sense.
So much. I just want to play it all the time. I was like, I want to play it right now.
I bet you do.
You don't?
No. Not.
We'll play it again someday, maybe?
No.
Well, if we played it with like you and Skyler or whatever, you know, and then it'd be funner.
You know, no.
Or 4-player.
How would that even work?
So there's a variant in the back for 4-player. Me and you versus me and you play bad guys and we go versus Skyla.
Gosh.
Or just Skyla and somebody else.
Oh gosh.
Skyla and JoJo or something.
Even then, I probably wouldn't want to.
Gary,
but I would.
Skyla and Gary. Me and you versus Skyla and Gary.
No.
Hey, come on, let's do it.
No.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
No.
I'll get Gary to bug the shit out of you.
I don't care. He bugged the shit out of me for the past 2 weeks.
All right, we're off. That's board games.
That's board games. It only took 40 minutes.
Well,
So
I did
what's
take
next?
a week off and play some board games.
Yeah.
We actually did not. We only played like 4 board games.
Lucky.
But on the playing some board games.
I played some solitaire.
Really?
No.
I was gonna say on the computer. Or?
No.
All right, next, go.
What?
What'd you watch?
What I watch?
What is it now? Video games.
Oh, I was gonna say. Boy, the watch list. honestly, I'm gonna be real. I haven't played any video games other than Stardew and our indie game.
I played none I played this week. I played some, but before I didn't play any in the previous 2 weeks.
I played like 9 hours of Stardew in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, I haven't had time for video games. I haven't time for most things.
How's Stardew?
Peaceful, quiet. God,
Who'd you marry?
I haven't gotten that far. I played 6 hours.
You said 9.
9 hours. It's 6 upside
Which
down.
one is it, Nick?
Both.
Which one is it?
No, I think I got to like middle of summer and my Switch died permanently. Yeah.
Get shit on.
I know, right? I haven't even turned my PlayStation on.
Have you gone in the caves?
No.
No?
No. I just got my
Have you
strawberries.
gone fishing?
Yeah. You fish for the first 6 days.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's kind of all you can do.
Well, you can like farm your turnips or parsnips. You can like break rocks or whatever, but like, nah, fishing's where it's at. You fish for the first 2 days, you level up, you fish for another day, you level up one more level, you get the better rod. You fish for like 3 more days and you can make like 12,000. I think it's day 9 or day 10 is the egg festival, which is the only time you can get strawberries in the summer. And strawberries are the most expensive or most profitable crop you can get. So you save all your
want to
money.
play just for fun and not.
Yeah, but I want to set myself up to where I can play for fun. I don't want to have to like worry about shit like second year fall. You know.
See, this is why I don't like going out for Dutch, because it kind of takes a while sometimes.
Yeah, that's why she went and not us.
That's it. So just.
That's pretty much it, man.
All right, I got all the trophies in Abzu finally.
Nice.
Watched a guide. I just went through it again. It's kind of nice.
Yeah,
I kind of liked
peaceful.
it. The going through it now, like
Mhm.
I liked it more than going through the first time.
Yeah.
Actually, oh my god, it was so annoying. I like the guy makes some good guides, but he like didn't say out loud that he got these 2 collectibles in this one spot. He just did it on his camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't watching. I had it on my lap.
when
I'm
you-
just like listening,
Yeah.
like playing and listening, and sometimes like looking down. I'm like,
so you had to
and
go
so
back.
then I got through the whole fucking game, didn't find that, went to this one level where I knew you could see on the wall where you're missing the stuff. But I accidentally went past that, so then I had to do the whole level over again and go to get to that point, and then I got to that point, and then I got to the point in the fucking game where I could actually do that, and then I got almost there, and then my game crashed, and then I had to go back to that level again, and I had to go all the way to the end again.
Stardew. Just play some Stardew. Go fishing.
But I got all the trophies.
Water your crops.
I finished all the trophies in
Shoo away the crows.
Tales of Iron.
Nice. That's a fun game. I might go back and play it again on a hard difficulty.
If I had more time.
Yeah.
And that was good. All I had to do was defeat the boss and get some armor and get some equipment. I was missing like one random spot, one random dig spot, and then all the rest was in the mines. And I didn't go to I only went to the mines like the one time. Like I never went back to the mines. And then it says that like I looked it up and it was like, oh, you just have to go. It shows on the map where you have to dig, but it only shows like once you get close to that area.
Yeah.
So I like opened every map and I looked through the whole map trying to find the things. Did you do the same thing?
No, I collected everything as I went. So
Go fuck yourself.
every single section I went to, I explored everything. And if
I
there was
thought I
something
did that
couldn't-
too.
If there was something I couldn't do, I knew I had to come back. So as soon as I got like a new tool or an upgrade for something, I went back to everywhere.
That's too much work. I'm not doing that.
I mean, yeah, it was a lot of work, but also I beat the last boss and I got one extra piece of equipment and I was like, oh, I'm missing one. Let me just go down this ladder and grab it. And I was done. Yeah. Now I just got to beat the boss on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, you're not doing that.
No, I'm not doing that.
You're not doing
I'm
that.
not doing that.
There's
Absolutely
no way. It's so
not
hard.
doing that.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like,
No.
what is this? Like, because it's a DLC, and
No.
I was like, what is this? And then it would go, oh, it's super hard mode. I went, ah,
Hard pass.
no, I'm good. I got the plat.
Yeah.
Nick, then maybe this is weird. So I checked your trophies just because. I think I was trying to check something. You only got like 9 platinums. That's not a lot.
Nope.
And the 9th one was Tales of Iron.
Yep.
And the one before that was like Man-Eater. You got like a platinum in Man-Eater.
Yep. I talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah, you got like no
I
plats.
did that in like 9 hours.
You got no plats.
I just don't try for it.
Oh,
unless
and then
it's
one of them
easy.
is another indie. The
You can do it.
I don't know, the Burly Men at Sea.
Yeah.
So you got like 3 platinums are these shitty random ass.
Yeah.
And then you're 1 trophy away from the platinum in Ghost of Tsushima that you're never
Technically 2.
that you're never gonna get.
Yeah. I'm not gonna buy that game just for 1 trophy.
I got it. You can
I'm not gonna
it,
borrow
but
that
you're
game
not
for
gonna do
1
that.
trophy. I mean, I might, but I still got like 2 other games.
You
gotta
said I
play.
might. It's been like 2
Well, because I still got Tropico I gotta play through.
You haven't played it at all, huh?
Nah. I'm still trying to fucking figure out Surviving Mars. Haven't been able to do that.
I think I checked to see how many trophies you got in Kitten Squad. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. My trophies haven't been syncing properly.
Yeah, and there's like
One-
none. I'm like, he had to have played. I'm like,
One of
something's
them-
messed up.
Yeah, one of them popped while I was playing Call of Duty for, I think, Man-Eater. Like, it timestamped correctly, but
Yeah.
it just randomly popped up while I was playing Call
Yeah.
of Duty like 2 weeks later.
And then I played Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, how was that?
Well, I fucking hate fighting games with every fiber of my fucking being.
Yeah, they're not
Still
great.
play them sometimes. They're
Yeah.
fucking stupid. It's so
I would rather play Elden Ring than
they're
Mortal
fucking
Kombat.
stupid. You play fighting games. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like if I can get caught in a combo where I literally can't do anything and it
Yep.
does like 20% of your health, I'm like, that's
Yep.
stupid.
Yep.
Liu Kang's like literally like that long.
Yeah. Yeah, hard fucking
25% of my health. I'm like,
Why?
what am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
But I did kind of learn where I was like, I just have to fucking
Yep.
just mash. Like I'm trying to do specific things. I'm like, you just have to go bam, bam, bam. What I was doing is I was getting close and then I was going kind of my main strategy where I mean I wouldn't have done as good if I didn't do this. I went and get real close, then you go high kick, low kick, high kick, low kick, high kick, low kick, high kick, low, low, high, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, high, low, low, high, low, low, high, high, low. I was just like, that's the only way I won was because I was able to do that.
Yep.
High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low.
Yep.
I think my favorite characters to play was Scorpion
Scorpion's always
and
fun.
Raiden. Was fun because you could do this lightning where it's like you do this lightning thing.
It just stops everybody, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I think it's unblockable. You have to dodge.
I can't remember another one. I had another one I think that I liked, but can't remember. Yeah, that was pretty good. The one, you know what kind of, so I remember, I don't know why, but I really remember this is like one day I remember when we lived together, you were like watching all the cutscenes from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Was it X?
Yeah.
You were like, I'm watching all the cutscenes. I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm just watching all the cutscenes.
Well, so the way the story works is like you gain no information from the actual fight.
Yeah, you can
That's
skip
the
all the
entertainment.
fight. There's
Yeah.
literally a thing where it's skip fight. You can just skip every fight.
Yeah. So I just watched somebody go through and they just skipped all the fights and I got the story. I was like, this is a great story. Sucks it's in a fighting game. The Mortal Kombat story is actually really good.
Yeah. Besides Smash,
Yeah.
I've only
For Honor.
Yeah, that's not a traditional fighting game.
Yeah, but yeah.
Besides Smash, which is like a traditional fighting game,
Yeah.
I've only played Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe,
Mhm.
Injustice 1, Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat X. I think those are the only fighting games I've ever actually played.
Yeah. I did the same thing with Injustice 2. Just watched the
Yeah.
cutscenes.
Did you know that
It's great.
Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe counts as one of the
Canon.
numbers? No, it's not canon.
Well,
It's not canon, but it counts as, it's like the 8th one or whatever, and it counts as Mortal Kombat 8.
yeah.
Even though it's like, I thought it was funny because I was like reading. So I read up about the story a whole bunch.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't is I read like all the story except for Mortal Kombat 11 because I guess I want to play that now.
11's pretty good.
You know what kind of bugs me?
Hmm.
That like nobody else, or I haven't seen anybody say this, but it kind of does bug me. Where it's like, so they went through 8 of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 9th one
Mm-hmm.
was a reboot series, soft reboot series.
Yeah.
And the 9th one, spoiler for Mortal Kombat, who fucking gives a shit? In the 9th one, Raiden goes back to the first game, and then changes history. Because in like Mortal Kombat whatever 9 or whatever, it's literally called like Mortal Kombat Armageddon or something like that, and it literally causes Armageddon and everybody dies, and that's the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I remember that one because it has like the soul tornado.
Yeah, and then it goes, but what kind of bugs me is like, but then Liu Kang was literally like the main character of like the first 4 Mortal Kombats.
He absolutely still technically is the main character.
Not in Mortal Kombat X. He's not in it. Is like he's basically
Well,
he's basically like not. He's basically not in it. Like they don't care. Like the main character. They're like. I guess it's because he's not like the star of the franchise anymore, right?
because they add so many characters, yeah.
But it's like he was like the main. He's literally the main. If you look it up, he's like the main character of the first 4.
Yeah.
He wins the first 3 games. He wins Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The tournament, and then like the 5th one, they kill him.
Yeah.
He dies. I'm like, what the? Something along these lines. Please don't give me fucking go nuts.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments. But what bugs me is like now he's kind of like a non-important character.
Well,
Maybe in 11 he does.
he is. He absolutely is in 11.
Not in 10. He's dead.
So
He's dead in 10. He's like taken over by.
he's a revenant in
a
10.
He's dead, but he's not alive.
He's like a zombie version of himself.
Yeah.
That's filled with
And so
rage.
that kind of bugs me that like he's not.
Yeah.
And then I know in the previous Mortal Kombat he definitely Raiden was the main character in the last one, I think.
In 8?
In 9.
In 9?
Yeah, because it's all about him. He goes back in time, and it's all about him.
Yes.
And then he gets visions of the future or whatever and stuff like that.
No, he gets visions of the future. He doesn't necessarily go back in time.
No, he sends a message to his younger self.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Not really.
That's the same thing.
Not really. But yeah, the way they do it is kind of like they do in 10, where they shift like who your playable character is to tell that portion of the story. But somehow it always loops back to Raiden. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it comes back to Raiden.
Because you could look at it was like on Reddit. It was like because you can look up. I remember I told Nate that like I was talking to him on Mortal Kombat where I looked it up and like canonically, Liu Kang wins Mortal Kombat 1. And he was like, Mortal Kombat 1 doesn't have a story. I'm like, canonically. I'm like, I looked it up, and he was like, no, and I'm like, look it up right now. He looks it up. He's like, oh, you're right. I'm like, I know. I told you I looked it up.
Oh, that thing you Googled? Yeah, I Googled it first.
Yeah, I remember that happened.
Yeah. No, because I went through and watched like a 2-hour video like the history of Mortal Kombat's lore, and it went through the same thing where it's like explaining the Mortal Kombats, who were the champions, who won, who lost, what who dies because that's part of the story, and then it gets to like 9. It's like, okay, here we fucking go. It's a 2-hour section for 9, and it's like, yeah, we'll talk about X and 11 in another hour-long video coming out next week. I was like, Jesus Christ, don't you miss when games were simple? Yeah, the way they've like spun the stories is great because you can't really highlight a character like Bihan or Smoke or Noob or whatever. You can't highlight those kinds of characters without putting them in the situations they're in for those games. But doing that also, like, you can't really go back. So they just kind of literally went back. So it made sense. And they ran into that same situation for 10 and 11. So how do you fix it?
Yeah.
You just go back.
All right, well, so I haven't played it, but I want to play Mortal Kombat 11. And online, I'm looking at this Reddit thread, and everybody says he's definitely the main character of Mortal Kombat 11.
Liu Kang?
Yeah.
Absolutely is. He's also the best
if
character
you
in
just
the
played
game.
Mortal Kombat X, you'd have no idea he was important.
If you've only ever played X, you see him like twice.
You would have no idea. He's like even a character that they care, that they really care about.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So that kind of, I know that just kind of bugs me a little bit. Maybe 11 they like fix it or whatever. Like
because he was such a main character and he was always a good character. They basically took him out of the game as anything but like a boss, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, in I think one of them, or I was looking it up and it was like he's only a non-playable character in one of the games.
Yeah.
In every other game, he's a playable character. Something like that.
Yeah. And I think even this one, you can use his Revenant form in like verses.
Yeah, you can play. He's a playable character in this one. Is it
for the story?
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
No, a playable character, not story, just a playable character you can play as.
Yeah.
There's only 24.
True.
In the base game, and then there's 9. They released 9, but one of them is Leatherface, one's Alien, one's Predator, and one's
Alien, Jason. Yeah, it's the weirdest.
And then Goro's not even in 10.
Well, because Goro's
X
dies in 9.
Maybe he dies in 9.
I'm almost certain he dies in 9.
And then they kill. I thought it was so weird. Like they killed Baraka in in 10, and I'm like, I don't know. I just think it's weird. It's like that
he's a staple.
Not bugs me, but it kind of bugs me. Where it's like that's a staple character.
Why kill him?
And like they killed him off. I guess like you kind of have to.
Yeah, because you have unless you're gonna have 49 characters.
Yeah.
But then you're Smash. And it's like, okay, well, how do you get good at like 4 or 5 when there's almost 50 characters?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So I mean, I get like doing that, but it still kind of bugs me. You know what I mean?
Also, I think if they would have kept characters like Goro and Baraka and Liu Kang, it wouldn't have made it as impactful adding new characters to the story. Because there's like Cassie and what's his name, Kenshi's son.
I just played it. I don't remember.
But they add a
finished it
whole
last
bunch.
night.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
have a
remember.
whole bunch of characters like I think Jackie. They add a whole bunch that are like
Jacqui.
it's their kids. It's like, well, the only reason why Liu Kang's kids isn't here is because Liu Kang's dead.
Yeah, it's just
know?
I don't know. Maybe it just bugs me a little bit where it's like in movies or shows or whatever when they go back in time and then they change everything,
Mm-hmm.
but then the main characters or known characters aren't important anymore. That always bugs me a little bit. Or it's like
Yeah.
we know how important or interesting this character was,
Mm-hmm.
but them in the universe they don't know.
Yeah.
Like they don't know. Like Baraka died 20 years. Like nobody gives a shit. They're like, yeah, I remember this guy. His
Yeah.
name was Baraka, and he had some things.
Yeah.
Kid, like you telling your kids, they're like, but who cares?
Exactly.
But like us, like
It's
I'd be like,
that was my go-to.
that was my go-to for 20 years.
Yeah.
I've been playing.
Ah!
Like I've been playing Baraka for 20 years,
Yeah.
but now he's gone. I don't know. No, you?
What do you know about
I
Mortal
legit
Kombat?
went to kiss you, and I just kissed this.
You're like, oh,
Wait, come here.
fucking
No, come
gross.
here.
You gotta make
So
this
we're talking
smooth.
about Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
You want to talk about Mortal
Here.
Kombat with us? Half guest?
You want to talk about? You like Mortal Kombat?
I do.
Who's your go-to?
Yeah. Who'd you go to? Who's your main?
Devora.
Who?
Devora.
lady?
The bug lady. She's
I
badass.
can't
Yeah.
fucking stand
It
her.
used to be Raiden, but
Raiden's dope.
yeah, but now it's
I don't know who my
Devora.
go-to would be. If
Yo.
I got one. Probably Raiden because I feel like I could do something.
I'm one of those assholes who's like, noob. I fucking love noob. Oh.
Yeah, that's like one of your games, right?
Yeah, I used to every year on my birthday.
Yeah.
Me and
So
my
next
friends
next
would...
year we'll do like some big Mortal Kombat.
Wow,
tournament or
not
something.
me in the middle of a sentence. Every year on my birthday, me and my friends would play.
You
it.
did marry him.
Every year. I'm done.
Pulling my hair.
I'm done. Thank you.
Now you.
I love you.
Thanks for Dutch.
Yep. Thank you. I kept the extra $3 as a tip. Thank you.
Shame on you.
Thank you.
All right.
That's why we didn't get larges.
Yeah, that's Mortal Kombat. Want to play 11? And I guess Maybe I
You
kinda wanna play
absolutely
9.
should play 11 and the DLC.
Okay.
Because the DLC,
I will at some point, but
the DLC expands.
I looked. I was like, oh, how much is it? Because Mortal Kombat X was like free,
Yeah.
and I looked up how much is it to buy Mortal Kombat 11,
Mhm.
at least on PlayStation Store, and it's $50. And I'm like, I'm not buying
A game you're gonna play once.
It came out 2019. I'm not buying a 4-year-old game for $50. You go fuck yourself. So I was like, I'll find it at the store for something. I'll buy a DLC
Yeah.
if it's not too much for like 15. Like, I will overspend for a DLC.
Yeah.
Like, I'll spend $15 for a 50. Well, that's the max I'll spend. But if it's only like, it was like, oh, a little tiny, you only get a little tiny bit. I'll overspend for a DLC,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not overspending for a game. You know what I mean?
I get that. Yeah.
That's how I do it.
Yeah. I'll absolutely drop like $15-$20 on a good DLC, like an expansion
Yeah.
for like Destiny. It was
Yeah.
like $30. It's like I'll do that because I'm gonna get hours out of
Yeah.
this.
So what I was saying is, I was like, it doesn't even have to be good. I'll spend $15 on
Mhm.
a shitty DLC.
Yeah. I think I've been burned on so many games being bad that if the game is good but the DLC is bad, I'll
Name
forgive it.
one bad game.
Name one.
He hasn't named one.
Name one.
Yeah.
Name one.
Yeah.
Battlefield. Say something.
That's a bad game.
Yeah.
Never mind. You got burned on it, yeah.
Yeah.
I got burned more than you
How?
because you told me to buy it. That's why.
And
You decided for yourself to buy it.
I decided for myself to buy it. I realized it was a bad game, but I was still going to play it. I said it's a bad game, but we can play it together. You played it like twice.
And I was like, this is not fun. This is fucking terrible.
And whose fault's that?
I would play Gun Game. Gun Game was fun.
That was fun. Yeah. Jack Fragg's gun game, I think.
All right. We're good?
I think
Video
so. Forget it, yeah. Movies, what'd you watch? Or TV shows, what'd you watch?
What'd you watch? Movies. You watch a lot?
A fair bit, yeah.
What about this overtime you've been talking about getting?
I fall asleep to watching movies. My dog needs stuff on the TV, so I'll put a movie on and I'll fall asleep to it.
Did I mention I watched Hunger Games 2 last time?
I think you said you were going to watch
I watched
Hunger
Hunger
Games
Games
2?
2.
Or you watched the first one and wanted to watch the second one?
I watched the first one. I watched Hunger Games 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was alright.
Did you watch 3?
It's pretty good. No, I haven't watched 3 and 4. I want to watch them, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, because it's a part 2, isn't
soon.
it?
Yep.
Yeah,
We
dumb.
watched Black Widow, finally.
Black Widow.
It was pretty good. The whole ending, like down the airplane, like fight scene, that was
That's so great,
that
right?
was like cool, but it was like so like
This should be in a video
over
game.
the top too much. It was like, oh my god,
I was sitting there the whole time. I was like, who's got the parachute? Who's got it?
it was
Someone
just
has
it was
one.
too much.
Yeah.
But you got to deal with.
It's like the
this
Fast and the Furious runway.
Yeah, but it was cool.
It's like, how long can you fall from 20,000
I liked
feet?
it. I was just waiting. I was like, all right, who's that? I was like, okay, so that's Florence Pugh. I was like, no, that. She was like, who's that? I was like, that's her sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, that's Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
I did that the whole movie.
Oh, that's great.
And then I was like, wait, how old is she? And then she was like 23 or something. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I thought she was older than that.
No.
Who's
What'd you give it?
Good.
Out of 10. 7?
7?
7. 7 seems right.
It wasn't like amazing.
It fills in a gap in the story, and it has a lot of action, but it's
Kinda.
you don't have to watch
It
it.
didn't need to exist.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, but it was nice it existed.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. I'll take a little bit more Natasha.
It's like a good DLC.
I'll take more Natasha any day of the fucking week. And then I finally finished my watching all of this Hannibal movies. I watch Hannibal Rising.
Mm-hmm.
That's him as like in his 20s becoming a serial killer, and he killed a bunch of people. And it
Yeah.
was okay. I guess I don't know. And then I watched Red Tails. That's like a
Oh, the planes?
yeah.
Great
But
movie.
it was you might be thinking of the movie came out before.
Probably.
It was called the Tuskegee, right?
Tuskegee?
Tuskegee. There we go. The Tuskegee Airmen, which is a movie that came out in the 1990s. And then Red Tails is like the same movie like that, but it was about the Tuskegee Airmen, but it came out in 2010 or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one I'm watching. We're talking about.
That's the one you're about to talk about?
Mhm.
Okay.
2012, yeah.
I thought it was like a Disneyfied version
Absolutely.
of that movie, and I was like, I bet the other one would be like more dramatic. I kind of wanted
Yeah.
a more dramatic movie. It was Disneyfied.
Yeah.
And it was okay. It was an okay movie.
Yeah.
And then we also watched Indiana Jones 1, 2, and 3.
Yo,
Because
that's
we're
on my list
preparing.
this
We're
week.
gonna watch Indiana Jones 4 next week, and
Yep.
then the week after that, we're gonna watch 5, which has been my most hyped movie since Endgame. I don't care if everybody says people say it's not good. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yep.
I'm gonna love it. I'm
Yep.
gonna watch it a second time.
Yep.
I'm gonna watch it a third time.
It could be as bad as Crystal Skull, and I'll still say it's a good movie. Because
I
Crystal
like
Skull's a
Crystal
good
Skull.
movie.
Crystal Skull's good. It's like if no other Indiana Jones had ever existed and just Crystal Skull came out, people would be like, it's okay,
It's a pretty good movie, yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
People would be like, it's kind of interesting seeing like an older
Yeah.
guy do it, and now this guy's even older.
Yeah. He's like 70 what?
The actual actor, he's 80 or something.
Well, when they were filming it, he's been filming it for a while. It's past like 2 or 3
They like,
years.
broke his foot or whatever, so they had to.
I thought that was on Star Wars.
That was on Star Wars. He broke
Yeah.
something. Or whatever.
He broke his. No, I thought he fell and broke like his collarbone or some
He
shit.
broke something. They had to stop filming. I remember that.
Yeah. But yeah, we got tickets for 5:45 on Friday.
Oh,
So-
this Friday?
Yeah.
You lucky
I'm
bitch.
I'm taking work.
Not gonna watch.
Well,
We're not gonna watch it till the 9th.
perks of taking senior citizens who have handicap placards, I can just sit in the handicap section. There's always tickets there.
Are you allowed to do
Yeah, because they need an assistant.
that?
That's what the chairs are
All
for.
right.
Yeah.
There you go. You're like,
Yeah.
hey,
I'm
hey,
like,
it's
yeah,
good.
let's go to the movies, Grandpa. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, I gotta watch the other ones this week. I think I'm gonna probably do one a day.
You guys go
Just
through all
kind of
4?
prep.
Because she had never seen them, and she was like, she didn't even like, didn't like Indiana Jones the character. I knew she wasn't gonna like him, right?
Yeah.
She's like, didn't like him until like the end of the second movie. He like is like, oh, I gotta save these kids or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, okay, now I like. She's like, that's the first thing he's done that I've liked this entire time.
Because he does a lot for himself.
And then she like watched Big Bang Theory, right? So she was like, oh, he has no
He's
semblance
no,
to the
he's,
story.
he's not relevant at first.
But it's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah, true.
That's my answer to that. When
It's about his
people
adventures.
Now that's it. Yeah, that's a common thing people say now. But I say it's about the journey,
Yeah,
not the. It's about the journey, not the destination.
yeah.
So it's about his story. It's not about
Yeah.
what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her the trivia of him shooting that guy because he was sick.
Yeah, what was it, like the flu or something, or like
He had food poisoning.
That's what it was.
I looked it up. Terrible food poisoning, and he was like, "Can I just shoot him?" And they were like, "That's a great idea, actually."
sure.
But this other guy'd be like, "I've been training for fucking weeks for this."
Oh yeah. No, when you see that shot, like when he pulls the pistol out and shoots him, he looks miserable. He's all like sweaty and
like,
exhausted, somewhat pale. It's like,
But that plays into it. He's like, "Ugh."
yeah. Well, because he had just got done running for like 3 or 4 minutes, some Tom Cruise shit. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna shoot him.
Remind me a lot, dude. I was just like, this is just Uncharted.
Oh yeah,
It's just Uncharted.
it's great.
Uncharted is just Indiana Jones. I was like, this is just Uncharted.
Yep.
Same kind of character, like same everything.
Oh yeah,
Kind of like an asshole who like doesn't really
doesn't
is
really
like
care until
going
the
for
end.
treasure. She's like, he's just like trying to. She's like, he's just like selfishly getting for treasure. I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, he's a treasure hunter. That's what
Mhm.
they do.
Yeah,
Then he also does the right thing
By
along the way.
putting it in a museum. No.
Yeah, he does the right thing usually,
Yeah,
or almost always. He does the right thing along the way, but he's still selfishly trying to get treasure for himself.
he's still a human.
yeah.
That's the thing. That's what I like about him. Is like he might seem badass or like really strong. He's fighting everybody. He's working with like these people or those people. He's doing a bunch of shit that's kind of crazy. But he's still a person. There's a few times where it's like, oh, he's about to get his ass kicked, and then a car will come out of nowhere and smack somebody, or a plane will just happen to turn and like run a guy over. It's like, oh, he was gonna die in like a few seconds, but the universe just intervened.
And then the third one was actually a lot fun, like really funny.
Which one's the third one again?
Last Crusade.
Is that the last? Okay.
It was fun. It was like funny. I was like, this is funny.
Yeah.
And I think Skyla, a lot. I guess people, I think they say the worst one is the second one. I think that was her favorite.
That's not Temple, is it?
Yeah.
Is it Temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think people say that's the worst one, but she was
I
like,
love Temple of Doom.
she was like, I think that's her favorite. She was like, well,
Yeah.
I liked it. I was like, oh, this is good. But
Yeah.
all of Temple of Doom is like one day.
Yeah.
The whole movie is one day.
Yeah.
I was like,
Because he like flies in and lands, sleeps, and then wakes up, and then he's like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, the whole thing is like one, or at least there's the whole beginning
Mm-hmm.
setup, and then they get to like this palace, and then it's all one day.
Yeah.
And one day they topple his whole thing.
Yeah.
And
No, they're phenomenal movies. I mean, they
Yeah.
hold up pretty well.
I can't
Pretty
wait for her to
well.
watch 4.
Oh yeah, here we go. That one's
5.
gonna
I'm
be
so
nuts.
dude, I'm so fucking hyped for 5.
I'm kind of hyped for 5 too.
Since Endgame,
Yeah.
most hyped, and that came out in what 2018,
Endgame. I think it was.
18, because whatever it was no wait, 19. Before COVID. COVID was 20, so that was 19.
19.
And this has been my most hyped movie since then. Now I don't know what my most hyped movie is after this.
Avatar or Dune.
Oh shit! I guess Avatar is.
Well,
This
it's not coming out this year. It's coming out next year
Oh shit!
or 2025.
No, Avatar 2. I think actually okay. Actually, I think Avatar 2 is more.
Look what
tied,
I've
they're
done.
tied.
I have broken him.
Because I think I was saying that about Avatar 2, where I was saying this is my most hyped since Endgame.
Yeah.
But then I was saying about they were tied.
Okay. Whichever came out first.
Yeah. Then I guess it's Avatar. Then I guess it would be Avatar 3. Even though I'm not like super.
Yeah. We don't
I'm
know
still hyped
about
for
it.
it,
Yeah.
but I'm still.
Yeah.
But 2, I was like, I just want to get back in that universe.
2 is so I can't wait for the game. Did
There's
you
gonna
watch
be a game,
did you
yeah.
watch the trailer I sent you?
No,
Oh, I'm pretty
think
sure I
so.
sent it to you.
I think I did.
It's everywhere
I
now.
cannot remember. I think I did though.
It looks so good.
There was gonna be an Indiana Jones game, but it
Yeah.
got scrapped.
Yeah, they just call it Uncharted.
Yeah, it's just Uncharted.
Yeah.
It's the exact. It's the same. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same
It literally
story.
is the same thing, yeah.
But I'm like, it's like Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's like getting like.
Well,
She's like, yeah, but that's a female.
Yeah.
All right, movies go.
Okay, so I found the YouTube channel, and I'll even send it to you. I found the YouTube channel that just has free movies, but it just has ads periodically through the movie. They have like 200 movies on there. I just periodically see them. It's like, free with ads, so I'll click on it and watch it. I didn't realize just click the channel, and it will show me all of the movies they have. So I watched Down Periscope. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
I think
Watch
I've heard
it.
of but I don't remember.
Great movie. Hilarious. It's basically a submarine dive operator, the person who controls the descent of submarines, is finally getting to a position where he either is given command of a submarine or he ages out of the program. So they use him for a war game to pilot or captain a diesel submarine, which they no longer use because I think the Iranian government or the Russian government is selling diesel submarines to other countries, and the U.S. needs a battle plan if somebody attacks with a diesel sub.
All right.
So they give him like basically this like misfit crew, and they have him play these war games, and the person he's playing against absolutely hates him. So it's one of those movies.
All right.
And it's just like the underdog story, but with a submarine. It is phenomenal, and it still holds up. It's from like 97.
Who's in it? Nobody?
What's his name? Kelsey Grammer, I think. Let me check.
Is he the main character?
Yes.
This is after Frasier? Deering Frasier.
I think Deering.
This is Deering Frasier, yeah.
Deering.
It's not like right there in the first.
It is Kelsey Grammer.
Okay.
I had to scroll. Has Rob Schneider in it?
Before he was weird.
Yeah. William H. Macy.
Oh, let's go. I
know, right?
I love the guy from Air Force One.
Rip Torn.
Yeah. I don't care.
You don't care about Rip Torn? Oh, come on.
I would love Frank Gallagher.
I know, right? It had a few like hits, but that's pretty much where the entire cost of the movie went, is paying their salaries to be in it.
My favorite, one of my favorite jokes ever was in the Rooster Teeth podcast, and they were talking about Jennifer Lawrence. They're like, "Oh, she dated the guy who played Beast," and he goes, "Kelsey Grammer."
That's great. Oh, that's great.
And that's my dude. I remember that joke all the time. I just think about it.
Because it's a quick one.
And he says it. He goes like, "Kelsey Grammer."
Yeah. Oh,
they're like,
man.
Like Jennifer Lawrence dated Kelsey.
Oh, that's great.
That's my favorite. All right, what else?
I watched Commando. That movie still holds up. It's basically a more funny version of Taken.
I don't think I've seen Commando.
Really?
No, it was
Arnold
it's been on my
Schwarzenegger?
Netflix watch list for a while.
It's got Arnold.
I don't think I've seen it.
I'd have to double check the cast. It's great. It's like a funnier version of Rambo, honestly.
Which one is it? Taken or Rambo?
Both.
Taken Rambo together? Which
Yeah.
Rambo? Not the one. Not one.
One.
That one's.
It's so dark, but
yeah.
there's at one point where he's like in a shed and they're shooting at him while he's in it, so he's like hanging in the rafters, and they open the door and he just sticks a guy with an axe.
Good.
He turns around and then throws a saw blade at a guy. Like,
I've been wanting to watch Kindergarten Cop. That's on
yeah.
Netflix. and I
That's
wanna
another
watch
good
it.
one.
I haven't seen it.
um,
It's just the pacifier though, right?
pretty much, but better.
Pacifier's great, dude.
It's okay.
Pacifier's an amazing movie.
I also watched RoboCop.
I haven't seen RoboCop in so long.
It's for what they could do, it holds up.
It can't hold up.
For what they can do. Like, there's a few scenes where it's like, oh my god. But other than that,
story.
it's a good story.
I think that freaked me out when I was a kid because they cornered this gang cornered a girl and they were like,
Yeah.
fucking-
They try, yeah.
and I was like, I think as a
They
kid I
try.
remember that just like that
That's messed up.
picture
yeah.
was just like seared in my brain. I was just like,
Oh yeah. I think it was College Humor. They did a skit based on one of the scenes where it's when he first gets back out there and he sees somebody trying to like kidnap a chick or like rape this chick in a parking lot. And he hops out and he's like, let her go or whatever. And the guy turns around and uses her as a shield. And you see his targeting system just kind of like lower between her legs. And he shoots between her legs and hits him in the dick.
nice.
Well, they did a College Humor skit where like a few other people walk up and is like, hey, and they pull out a knife and he just shoots that guy in the dick. And
I
like
think I've seen it.
30
Yeah, yeah.
people, he's just like mowing these guys down. It's like, why everybody in the dick? And this chick's just like, I'm going to get out of here. Just fucking runs off.
Can't shoot me in the dick.
Yeah. It's a pretty good skit. But that movie is actually pretty good. Apart from like one scene towards the end, a guy gets like shot out a window and you can clearly see like it's pretty crunchy. His arms are like 8 feet long as he's falling. It's yeah, he does do like the whole like flailing thing, but his arms are like
Wacky
as long
wavy
as his
flavor
bar,
tube man.
as long as his torso.
All right. Anything else?
I watched a new Extraction movie. That's a good one. With Thor.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I like the first
Have you
one.
seen? Yeah, I was gonna say, have you seen the first
Yeah,
one? 'Cause
yeah,
the first
yeah.
one's good. It really is like Call of Duty the movie.
Good.
Yeah, there's a scene.
That's
in
like
there.
that movie. I remember I told you to watch it. It's still on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Mile 22.
Yeah, I have. It's a good
You
movie.
seen that?
It's a good
Okay,
movie.
because I remember we talked about it before, and I was like, "You should watch it. It's GTA
Yeah.
5 in real life."
Yeah,
And I remember
it's pretty good.
Okay, then I think. Okay, I remember I told you to watch it, and you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch it." I'm like, "No, Nick, you should watch
Yeah.
it. You'll like it. It's GTA 5 in real life."
Yeah, it's really good. Now there's a section in there where they just say screw it, and it's a long shot, like a continuous shot. I mean, there's clips in there, obviously, but the way they disguise it, it's like a 9-minute single take. And it just drags through all of this action. It's so fucking good. Like, no joke. If you haven't seen the first one in a while, watch the first one, then watch the second one.
Yeah, I've skimmed through
pretty
this
good.
first one a couple times. So I think
Oh,
I'm good.
it's pretty good.
It's not really. I feel like the first one's not really super rewatchable.
No, because you kind of know the story, and then it's just action.
Yeah, like I watched it and I was like,
It just refreshes
skimmed
you on
through
the
it,
characters.
I like skim through it. I do that a lot,
Mm-hmm.
trying to like find scenes to watch, but I was just like, I don't care about like I don't.
Yeah.
It's not really rewatchable. Like I don't care about any of these scenes. Like I'm trying to find
Yeah.
scenes that were interesting, and I was like,
I watch the ones that are like anything that you can really appreciate the stunt crew for. So there's one of the scenes in the first one where they get in a car and they're just driving, and it is one of those like long take 5-minute car chase scenes, and I love that because the amount of like planning they have to do and how they have to hide the cuts. That's what I watch movies for. The second one, they like triple that long take just to highlight like how badass he is, and it is such a good movie. Like
Alright.
everything on top of it is like, this is absolutely a video game.
Call of Duty.
Absolutely.
All right. You ready to move on? still
Yeah.
got more?
I don't think I have any more. Probably one or two, but I'm not remembering.
All right. What you been watching on TV?
I found out there's this channel on Peacock called Mythical 24/7. It's just Good Mythical Morning 24/7.
I've been seeing a lot of Good Mythical Morning clips.
Yeah. I found out.
Yeah, I was like bored at lunch,
Uh-huh.
and I actually was like, I'm gonna watch a full ass Good Mythical Morning
Mhm.
episode, which I haven't done in.
They're
years.
good.
I just watch clips though.
They're pretty original.
I just watch clips,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'm gonna watch a full ass episode.
Yeah. Well, for Good Mythical Morning, they do have like a face they put on. You know, they keep it relatively like clean-ish. They do segments that like a whole family could watch. They have I guess small form podcast called Ear Biscuits.
I don't understand. They spin the wheel,
Yeah.
but then it never lands.
It does.
When?
It
The
absolutely
start
does.
of the next episode, but it doesn't.
I think every single
don't
time
get
I've
it.
seen them spin the wheel, it stops in like 20 seconds.
No, they say tune in next week to watch the wheel. And then the next episode, and then I watch the next one, and they don't do the wheel, and I don't understand.
I think it's a different segment because they have Good
Yeah,
Mythical Morning, and then they have like 2 other shows.
Do they do it somewhere? Yeah,
I
because like
think they do it on a different show.
I watch it, and then they never, and then I don't know.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like,
Wheel of Mythicality.
yeah, they'll peel off a wedge, and they're like, oh, this person won $25 gift card to our shop because they sent this in or whatever. I've seen a few of those.
Never seen a single clip of them.
But yeah, they have a podcast they call Ear Biscuits, where it's just them being them, just being people.
Yeah. I've seen
And
clips
they
of
talk
that.
about everything. And I think yesterday I was watching one where they just went on for like an hour talking about like chastity and purity when they were in high school because they were super religious growing up and how it affected who they are as a person nowadays. And just talking about like their relationships through school and stuff. You totally don't see that
Yeah.
side of things when you watch it. Their day-to-day stuff.
I remember one link. He's like, ran over this dog once. You see that clip?
I think I've seen it, yeah.
He's like, the dog just ran in front of me, and Rhett's like, I was there. Ran over the dog. Get out. The dog's like dead, and the dad was just like, just go. And
Yeah.
so we just left.
Yeah.
He's like, what's my fault? Like I'm driving like 25,
Yeah.
and the dog just right in front of me, ran
Yeah.
him over.
No, I appreciate their stuff because they've
And you
been
could see
going
it in
for
his
so
eyes,
long.
and he was like, kill the dog.
Oh, yeah. He's got that 1,000-yard stare.
Like he remembered, like kill the dog.
I think that's one of the reasons why they started Ear Biscuits is because they have to put on a face for so long. They've been doing it for years.
How old is? When did they start?
I started watching in 2013, and they had been going for a while in 2013.
I'm gonna look it up.
But yeah, when you put on that face for so long, it's kind of hard to like stop being that character when the cameras are not rolling.
Yeah.
So having that outlet where they can just be themselves again, I think is one of the reasons why they can just stay at 11 for Good Mythical Morning, which I can appreciate.
They joined in 2008.
I think their first one was like
14 years ago, 2009.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like 2009, 2010. At one point, I had watched every single one of them.
But they didn't do Good Mythical Morning for a little bit.
No, I mean like every Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah, I know. I
'Cause they
remember
had-
used to watch them a lot.
They had a playlist where you can go back and watch. I remember one of the first episodes, they started an Abraham Lincoln chia pet, and I watched that thing grow every morning.
They did hella videos 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much the only TV I've been watching.
We've been watching some American Pickers. Skyla actually really likes that show.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. The later seasons are better than the earlier seasons.
It's a shame how things turned out, but it's still a good show.
Yeah. Well, Frank
Yeah.
had a stroke, so
Yeah.
they fired him.
Yeah.
And then it was him. It was like, it's kind of weird. And then it was like Mike and Danielle for a season, and then now this season it's like Mike and this other random guy that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Who's like, oh, he's my friend that I've been picking with for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Have you been?
and people on the internet are like,
Sure.
what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And then I think there was Frank. I think did an interview where he didn't want to quit. Like they
Mhm.
didn't want him back. He was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Well, because it's kind of hard to go back to like a previous character after something like that, but it's also the show and ratings. More control.
And then we watched me and my finally
Finally, your wife,
we watched Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Well,
It was good.
you watch Mandalorian yet?
No, just Obi-Wan.
Ah.
I liked Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But the only thing is like, you got to get used to it. Also, it was Disney Star Wars,
Mm-hmm.
and that means that people just teleport to wherever they need to be with no explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just Disney Star Wars. You just got to get used to it. That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all the Disney Star Wars except like maybe Mandalorian.
Even Mandalorian, it kind of feels like that, but they do show like a lot of the travel that it takes
It's
because
like
that's the basis
like the
of
last
show.
season of Game of Thrones. They're just teleporting wherever
Yep.
they need to be.
Yep.
Like hey, this is 3 months away. Nope, teleported it. Took them a week
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And so that's how this Star Wars. Like it's like, oh, she just randomly found like he's like in a fight with Darth Vader, and then the chick like finds him. Like, how did she know exactly where? Like she was way. And then
It
like
doesn't matter.
the bad guy girl like Leia's running through the tunnel, and she's at one end of the tunnel, and then she just like Leia's running through the tunnel, and she sees the tunnel, and then she just teleports to the end of the tunnel and is like, oh, I'm here, and gets Leia. And I'm like, how'd you even know where you didn't run through it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how'd you know where it went out?
She vented.
How'd you-
She's an Amoon Goose.
Yeah, I was like, how'd you find? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But that's Disney Star Wars. You just gotta get. So with that in mind,
Yeah.
and I feel like the people on the internet, because I thought everybody liked Obi-Wan, but I guess a lot of people didn't.
A lot of people thought Obi-Wan was going to be what Andor was, and Andor was going to be what Obi-Wan was. When it comes to like how it was filmed, what the story content was going to be like, they got those two shows backwards. So I thought everybody's going to hate on Andor. Everybody fucking loved it.
But and also with Obi-Wan is I was like, see, this is how you do a like kind of jaded
Mm-hmm.
personality who's given up.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you do it, because
Oh, yeah.
that was good. The first like 2 episodes, I was like, I believe this.
Yeah.
You know how you don't do it is episode 8 with Luke. That's not how you do it.
Yeah.
Character who doesn't care, because that was stupid. But like I hated that. But then with this Obi-Wan, I was like, at the beginning I didn't like it, but then I was like, it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was good.
That makes sense. I got into a conversation with somebody at work the other day about the prequels and the sequel series and stuff. And I had to explain to them that every time they put out Disney Star Wars content, like anything they put out, it's like you have to look at the target demographic for it. It's like you're a critical thinker. You're going to see the things that kind of gloss over, or it's like, why does that make sense? It's like, well, it's for an 8-year-old.
That's like Disney. Like
Yeah.
Star Wars is for kids.
Yeah,
It's
it's
supposed to
absolutely
be.
like if you can enjoy
Supposed to
it,
be.
good for you. That's excellent. If you can't, It's not meant for you. That's just how it is. That's why they put out shows like Mandalorian. It's like, there's a small childlike thing your kids can go ooh and ah at. And then there's somebody shooting somebody else in the face. Like,
Sorry, I'm just remembering how like terrible episode 8 and 9 were.
I didn't watch 8 and 9.
Either of them?
They're for kids.
Watch 7 though?
Yeah.
Dude, 8 people like now people on the internet now 8's amazing. No, it's not.
No.
Stupid.
I did watch 8. I didn't watch 9.
Okay.
I didn't watch
You don't
9.
have to.
I wasn't gonna.
Episode 8 no, episode 8's stupid. It's bad. It's like,
I'll watch it when they put
episode
out.
8 wasn't made for kids.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's not good. That's why it's not Star Wars.
Probably yeah.
It wasn't made for watch it. It's not made for kids. Kids don't give a fucking shit about this.
Well, they say.
But I guess you can say that about episode 2 with all the love.
Well, they
stuff.
say it's like whenever they start a trilogy, it's for the demographic they started. So it's like 7.
I don't want to get into a whole.
No.
Star Wars
I mean,
thing.
like 7
I know,
is
but
for
it's-
like the 9 and 10-year-olds. As they come out, it's like that was their demographic for this trilogy
That's why 1, 2, and 3 work so well. Like for me and people
Yeah.
our age.
because they came out with us as we grew up.
Because it came out in 99 when I was 5, and I was
Yeah.
like, pod racing! Oh my god! That was like Duel of the
Exactly.
Fates. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've seen in my
Exactly.
fucking life.
Exactly.
And then the second one, like, was
like 2 or 3 years later,
2002 or whatever, and I was like,
Yeah.
and I was still really young. Maybe that one, maybe a little bit old, like a little bit older than me, that would have been better. But when episode 3 came out, I was like at the age where I was like, oh, my parents are stupid. Like,
I know, right?
you know, and I was like, Anakin, yeah. I feel like connected to Anakin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Episode 3 came out in 2005.
2005. Okay, yeah. So I was 11. That was just reaching the age where I was like, so maybe 2 years younger than me. I think it was perfect.
Yeah, because
You've been like 13 in episode
episode 2 came out in
2002.
2002. So yeah, it's like right around. They aimed for a 3-movie demographic that would age with them.
Well, yeah, but Disney Star Wars did not do that. They just did whatever the fuck they wanted to do, and they didn't give a
True.
shit about anything else.
True. But
Every
you also
Disney,
have to look at
every
like,
Disney.
yeah.
I don't want to get into this.
Here we go.
It's like you get to be the director, so you can change all of Star Wars lore as much as you want to change.
Mhm.
It's like that's why people fucking hate comic books nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because hey, you get to write this comic book, you can change any lore that you
Mhm.
want to in the entire world of the entire book.
Mhm.
You can generally you can kill off any character you want to, and you can bring back any character you want to.
Yep.
Generally.
Yeah.
And that's how Disney, and that's how comic books are, and that's how Disney Star Wars is.
Yep.
You can do whatever you want to do, change anything, so
Mhm.
then there's no reason to follow along or watch or read anything.
Yeah.
That's how it feels with. I'm looking at my comic books over there. That's how I feel about my comic books.
Yeah.
They just literally hey, you could be the director, kill off anybody you want to,
Yeah.
and bring back to life anybody you want to, and there's
There's nothing you can do about it.
only
no.
they'd never bring back Uncle Ben
Mhm.
or Gwen Stacy
Well, they
from
bring.
this universe.
I was gonna say they bring them back and
From
then
the normal
they-
universe.
Oh, yeah.
From the normal universe. Gwen Stacy's back from a different universe, right?
Yeah.
So, and then it was somebody else. I can't remember. Oh, and Batman's parents.
Yeah.
It was like those
Yeah.
are the people you can't bring back. It was somebody it wasn't a
Because
rule.
they fundamentally changed.
Yeah, it
them,
wasn't a
yeah.
rule, but it was like you can't bring back Batman's parents
Mhm.
or Uncle Ben. I was
Yeah.
like, those are the characters you can't bring back.
Well, they brought back Uncle Ben, I think for one, but it was a totally different Spider-Man story.
That's what I'm saying. It's different universe. In the
Yeah.
main 616 universe, you can't bring back Uncle Ben or Batman or Batman's parents in the normal DC universe.
Yeah.
All right. That was TV shows.
That was TV shows.
So those are like the big sections, and now
Yeah.
we can.
Now we
blaze
can
through
now
it
we can
faster.
rant.
Next is YouTube. Hey. Did you hear it?
You can do it.
Ian and Anthony bought Smosh bags.
I heard
about that? Let's
I
go.
heard. I hate
They're
them.
So they're like saying old Smosh is back. So I was
Yeah.
like watching. I've been watching they did a whole Ian and Anthony they did because Anthony does a series where he's like a day in the life of whoever.
Mm-hmm.
I spent an hour with this person or whatever, something
Yeah.
like that, whatever it is. And he spent an hour with Ian, and then they were talking about the whole history of Smosh and their feelings and stuff. And not saying I watched them a whole bunch, but I cared because I was
Yeah.
I watched them when I was
Yeah.
younger. I've seen a bunch of Smosh Pit clips.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a single Smosh skit in
Ages.
long
honestly,
time, but I
yeah.
watched Smosh Pit stuff.
Well, I remember when they sold. Everybody was losing their mind. They were like, "What is this going to mean for Smosh?" And it's like, "Well, it just means we got more money to do things." And it's like, no.
Yeah, they were saying that there was
No.
just too much pressure on them
Mm-hmm.
that they didn't know how to manage a business. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
why they sold.
Yeah.
And they're like one of the only very, very, very few early YouTube channels that's survived.
Yeah.
Like if you look at all, like we were just talking about Rhett and Link, they've survived, but I feel like they didn't get big until like a little bit later.
They slowed down a significant amount. Like they had a very, very slow and like steady progression.
But Smosh was huge in the beginning, and it's been huge.
And they were
the
like
whole
adults
time.
when they started.
Yeah.
You know.
So it was like if you look at every single other like popular YouTube channel from before 2010, they're all gone, all of them, or not gone forever, but basically gone.
Yeah.
Jenna Marbles is gone now.
Yeah.
Diga Higa stopped a long time ago. Ray William Johnson was really big. Those are the big three.
Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
Still around 2009.
Barely any of them.
Barely.
2009. Yeah, but that's even like.
I mean, YouTube started what 2005.
2005 when it started.
2006.
But like, yeah. So like
nobody really started getting into it till like 2008.
Yeah. So like pretty much virtually every single pre 2008 channel that got big back then is gone.
Yeah.
Except Smosh, and they've survived this whole time.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Because you also have to think of like what's their blueprint. You know.
Yeah.
Dude Perfect can keep going for pretty much ever. You know, even Rhett and Link, like they didn't start until a little later, but they found their niche and they can keep going on that forever. At least until they decide to quit. A lot of other ones, like it's comedy stuff. It's kind of hard to continue to be funny for a decade and a half, you know. It's not feasible. Like comedians have had full careers and quit in this time. So you putting out original content like that it's difficult. Or you just end up being a felon like FPS Russia and lose your channel.
Yeah.
Have it taken away from you because you can no longer be in your field.
Yeah. Yeah, him too, man.
Yeah. Because he was like 2009, I think, or 2000. I think 2008, but didn't really gain traction until 2009.
Yeah. You heard about the submarine stuff?
Absolutely, dude.
That's hilarious, dude. All
Who
the memes
hasn't?
are so funny.
Man.
Okay. Have you heard this song?
The song? No, I haven't. That's phenomenal.
Okay, so that's gonna be bleeped out, I guess.
We're gonna put some like Minecraft
but
music.
Go look up on TikTok. My dumb stepdad's drowning in a submarine.
Or copy and paste the link in the description.
Yeah, and I think that the guy who created that sound is gonna make it a full song and like
That's
release it on
great.
Spotify or whatever.
That's great.
I was like, that's so funny.
Do you, my guy?
And
Make
have
that
you
money.
seen the clips where it's like, oh man, that's terrible. Hold on, give me a second.
Let me call you.
Where
back.
are you? Or they're like, all right, I'll call you back. And he goes, all the.
He just turns around. He's at the Blink. Oh god, that's
Yeah.
great.
Those are so good, dude. All right.
Somebody put out a video. It's like the haters are gonna hate, so I can't do this. But it's like one of those TikToks where you just scroll through the pictures, and it's the Titanic, and then a submarine, and then skeletons, and then an aquarium. And I was like, I think you either sent it to me or I sent it to you. I was like,
sent it to
this is
you.
great.
I sent it to you. Yeah.
Oh man. It's like I want to do.
It was
that.
like, hear me out. I went, Skylar, hear me out. Hear me out.
I want
hear me
fish
out.
for that.
Oh no, I said it to Sam, my coworker. I was like, hear me out. Aquarium. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Lego submarine. Hear me out. Hear me out. Skeletons. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Titanic. There we go. Yeah.
Huh?
There was another one. I think it was like spend $250,000 just to go down to the Titanic and get stuck down there. I'd be crushed. It's like, oh man, that's fucked.
Didn't blow up.
It popped.
Yeah.
It didn't blow up.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Anything,
I was gonna buy you some more of those on the way over.
anything else interesting? YouTube? Anything?
No, not that I can think of. No, nothing really.
Yep. All right. Music, podcast, streaming.
I've had Tears for Fear stuck in my head for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, my guy. It's been a fucking earworm for 2 weeks.
I'm gonna play you a song. Not now. On the train ride. On the car ride home.
On the train ride home. Got it.
It's by Atlas. Okay, so go ahead
That
and
Jericho stuck in my head
look
too.
that up and see if you can find that. No, don't do it now. No,
Oh,
I want you to.
talking to me. I was
Oh,
like,
no,
okay.
them. So look that up and see if you can find what song I'm talking about. I saw it to Skylar. She's like, okay. Yeah, I got nothing.
My eyeball.
No podcast, no streaming.
Same podcasts. I found out Neebs Gaming lost their gaming channel.
How?
They put out like 20 music videos out of the 1,000 gaming videos they have. And apparently YouTube saw them as musicians and changed their channel type to musicians, so they're categorized differently. They haven't been a gaming channel for over a year. And they're arguing with like the
Captain
automated
Sparkles
chat.
has that too. He's still a gaming channel.
Yeah. But they're like, there's a box somewhere we accidentally checked and we don't know where to check it back. And we can't get in contact with a person at YouTube. It's just their automated bot line. And we're struggling to get the gaming channel back because it's not showing. Like when you watch a gaming video, it'll show you stuff similar.
Mm-hmm.
They're under music videos now. So it's like we're getting a different demographic, but nobody's like, they'll click on it and it's like, oh, this isn't a song. And then they'll turn it off. So it's like we realize there's like a 20% dip in views because our category is completely different.
Oh, that's like money.
Yeah. When you think about like getting millions of views on their videos, when you're losing 20% of that,
Yeah.
also running a business, like they're just not a garage channel. They're actually doing shit. You know, they got 14 employees they got to worry about. Like, come on now. But they don't know how to change it. So that's a fun one. We're going to see how that folds.
All right. We're at the part you've all been waiting for. Indie Game Club.
I hated it.
Why did you pick this game, Nick?
I remember playing
So
it with Jess.
fucking stupid.
I remember playing it with Jess. I was like, oh, this
maybe
is kinda
2-player would be
cute.
funner.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. This is kind of fun.
Stupid.
And I tried to play it solo. I was like, this is not fun.
It's fucking
This
stupid.
is so dumb.
I played half an hour. I was like, and then I died. Dude, it's like, so you like, it's just a run around shooter. I forget what they're called. It's like
It's like a top-down shooter.
you got Binding of Isaac.
Yeah. What is it, like three-quarter shooter or something because it's tilted?
Yeah, whatever.
It's a
and it
thing.
was like, oh, you have to do this mission, and it's like 15 levels or 20. It was so many levels, and I'm like, when's the end of this level? I swear it's like 15, and I'm like, when's the end of this? And then I died, and I went back to the beginning, and I'm like, I'm not spending. Each level could be like 30 seconds to a minute. I'm like, I'm not spending 20 minutes to do this level on this shitty ass.
I think that's why it
game.
was so much fun with me and Jess, because if I died, Jess was still on the screen.
See,
and then I would just
2-player might be
respawn.
fun, but I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Terrible
I
choice.
was not happy about it either.
How much did you play of it? I played half an hour. I was like,
I
I'm not doing
probably
this.
played an hour, but I was just like loosely just running around doing whatever. And I think I died around like level 5 and got sent back. I was like, ooh, that's rough. So I was just, fucking around. And yeah, did not like it. Did not like it.
Yeah.
I just remember having fun with it. I was like, this was fun when I played it because we played for like 2
You
hours.
watched it.
when we
You're like,
played it.
Kitten Squad. Oh,
Yeah, I was like, yeah, here we go, Kitten Squad, because it was fun. And then I realized it's not.
This is perfect size.
That's what she said.
Sorry, you can't see that on the camera. All right. So that
You get to pick this one.
Grim Fandango.
Oh, that's right. We did pick already. Was
Yeah,
it
we
Grim?
picked like 3 of them or something.
Wasn't it? Was it actually Grim Fandango?
That was one of them, but that's one I'm picking because I kind of want to play that.
Well, we can always go back to the.
No, it's not in the video.
Is it not? You cut it out.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes.
Okay. We'll do Grim Fandango and then we can check.
All right.
Did you get the plus games this month?
Yeah.
I don't remember what they were.
One was basketball game, is NBA, and whatever else. All right. So real quick, we're gonna go through what we wanted, our goals, and see if we achieve those goals. All right. For board games, you said none. I said last Friday did not play that. Hoping to play it this week. I just kind of want to play it again. You said Hogwarts and Mars.
I didn't play anything.
Sorry, Mars. You didn't play either.
I didn't play.
And I said
anything.
Mortal Kombat.
You did, yeah.
I played that. And then we both said Indiana Jones. and you didn't watch it, but you're gonna watch it this week.
Yeah, I'm honestly probably gonna go home and watch the first one tonight.
And then you said The Rookie. You watched
I
that one?
did. Totally forgot about that, but I did watch. I think the last of the episodes I needed to watch for season 2, so I'm on season 3 now.
Then I said Obi-Wan, which I did watch, and Kitten Squad. So there you
Nice.
All right. Board games.
Well, Jess is coming home, so probably Carcassonne.
Do you actually have it now?
I'm just waiting for somebody to play it with.
Could have brought it here.
Nah.
All right. Movies. I'm going
Indiana
hungry.
Jones.
4.
Yeah, but I'm gonna watch all four of them.
All right. And then TV shows. I don't have one.
I'm kind of in the middle of TV shows right now. I got
have
nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No plans.
You know what? We'll take a break on TV shows.
I skipped video games.
I'm gonna try to play some Call of Duty because I got the Battle Pass and I haven't
Yeah.
touched it.
I'm gonna say I'm finally gonna start playing.
Call of Duty with me?
No.
Come on.
We played it a couple times. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna get all the rest of the trophies on Dear Esther.
Ugh.
Yeah, but I just want to get all. It's easy because it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did with Abzu, so I'm like, if it's easy trophies, I just want to.
That's
it
the
all.
only reason why I did Burly Men at Sea. It's because I know I could do it in under 2 hours.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna finally, I think, hopefully start playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I got that too. I kind of want to play it, but I don't want to like get roped in.
Yeah,
No
the
pun
problem
intended.
is like, well, I have not played an open world game since I started this. Well, I
Breakpoint.
played Breakpoint, but that took like a year.
Fucking 5 ever.
Yeah. With this job, it's just.
Yeah.
But last week was pretty good with getting stuff done. But I was doing errands. I did an errand. I got a blood test.
Mm-hmm.
They found nothing.
Nice. Did you give them the blood?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got one of those holes too? I got one in my arm over here.
So they found nothing. So that sucks.
Do I mean,
Well,
does it?
that means I don't know what's wrong with my body.
It could just not be the blood part.
Something. My
Mm.
leg's messed up.
Yeah, it's attached to you.
Anyways. Go to the doctor Wednesday. So
Nice. For your legs?
For something.
Yo, one of these days they're just gonna start giving us robot parts.
I'll take a robot leg right fucking now, dude.
Well,
You chop this, but they'd be at the top part. I don't need the bottom part. I need the top part. That's the problem.
you need the top part,
I
or
need
you
a new top part.
Oh, okay. Bionic hip.
This muscle, whatever this muscle.
Now
This
your
is
quad.
hurts. This hurts every day.
Maybe you're not stretching it properly.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. Anyways, those are our goals.
Mhm.
And Grim Fandango is gonna be our indie game club. Follow along.
Grim Fandango.
Next one, we might maybe do a guest. Maybe.
Who do you want? Gary will literally do some unholy things to you if you want him to, just to be on here.
We do, Gary. The only thing is, like, I think Flynn and Skylar are kind of really like,
Yeah, but like, who's gonna like hot to get on the podcast?
Flynn wants to be on.
Gary
but
might.
He would not suck my dick to get on here.
No, but
Gary might. He's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Funny enough, that's like the third time I've heard somebody say that about him in like the past 2 weeks.
But I'm a straight male.
One
He's
of them
8 years,
was a chick.
8 years older than him.
So, one of them was Shelly. The other 2 were guys.
So it's the 4th time you heard it.
No, I said 3.
Oh, I'm the other 2.
No.
Damn it! You smiled first. Your mouth.
I was
twitched
I was
first.
waiting for it.
Your mouth twitched first, and my mouth twitched before my mouth twitched. All right. That was it. Oh, hey Nick.
Yes.
Trivia for you, real quick.
Nice.
What does Kenny say in the original opening for South Park?
In the first episode,
Yeah.
I believe he says.
Season 1.
I think he says.
What does he say underneath?
Stuff
Actually,
on
here we can do some trivia.
Hmm.
What NFL team has the most losses in the past 20 seasons?
Redskins. I don't know.
It's easy.
The Browns.
What team has the least losses in the past 20 seasons?
The Patriots.
Yep. Now, which one? Now, where's Green Bay on this list? Most losses, the least losses. 20 seasons.
I want to say like. I don't know. I want to be generous and say like 12. Oh yeah. 8. 4. Are they really for fucking
3.
third? Wow.
Third, no, least losses.
Mm.
You know I went, right? Third least losses, Green Bay.
That's pretty crazy.
What do you think? 9 wins? Nine wins. Me and my
I want
boss.
to say 8.
You got to come up with something. Me and
Mm.
my boss are gonna bet on whether Green Bay or Denver has more wins.
I want to say 8.
So do you think Green Bay or Denver will have more wins? I think Green Bay. We're gonna have
Probably,
a bet.
probably Green Bay.
We're gonna have a bet. I think Green Bay's 9 wins and Denver will have a 7 or 8. Because Green Bay actually has a really easy schedule.
Have an easy schedule. Okay.
Pretty easy.
I can see 9.
Yep.
Yeah, sports section. Screw it. Why not?
Yeah. Oh shit, we skipped sports.
Here we go.
Yeah. And so we're gonna have it. So we gotta come up. So you come up, or people come up with some sort of funny punishment. All right.
I got a would you rather.
Is this the joke of the week? The joke of the week is the would you rather.
Okay.
Did you think of a joke? Do you have a joke?
I can probably think of one.
Joke of the fortnight?
I could probably think of one, but
Let's
let
do
me get
would
this
you-
one out.
Would you rather go?
Would you rather eat a 1 pound bowl
No.
of banana strings or
What, a pound?
a pound bowl? So like a salad bowl. A pound bowl of just banana strings or a singular piece of corn that has passed through somebody's body that has been boiled to disinfect it.
The banana. I can eat banana strings.
You can't just down a pill-sized piece of corn. You'd rather suffer through a
Wait, it's
pound?
How
A
big?
piece.
Oh.
Just a kernel of corn that's gone through some...
Fuck yeah, dude. Easy.
I've asked so many people that are like, oh, the banana string. Somebody's
It's
pooped
just
that
like a
out. I
pill.
was like,
It's just like a pill.
exactly.
You just be like, you just do it real quick. You have to keep it in your mouth. You just do it fast. It's like
Down the hatch.
you even put it in the water. You just go,
Yeah.
wouldn't even touch your skin.
It's been disinfected.
It wouldn't even touch your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
People are like, ew, that's gross. I'm like, or I could vomit a pound of fucking
On the
banana
space station, they
strings.
recycle their piss and fucking drink it again. What
Yep.
the fuck are you talking about?
Wait, they recycle it first?
That's not what I've been doing. All right, you have a joke of the fortnight?
I had a joke of the fortnight.
What is it?
How much do pirates pay for corn?
A booty fool? How?
A buccaneer.
God damn it!
I mean, that's not bad.
Damn it!
That's pretty good.
All right, that's it. That's it? Is there something we're missing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we missing?
All right, since you forgot, you got to do it. Catchphrase.
You're the catch. My catchphrase is, you got to do one.
No. You forgot. You got to come up with a catchphrase.
For you?
No.
I already have a catchphrase.
That's a weird catchphrase.
That's what I do.
This isn't Shasta Marker Man signing off.
This Shaz, all right, that was a lot of fun, guys. We'll see you next time. Let's do this. All right, that was a lot of fun, guys. We'll do this.
Cut this.
All right, that's what. God damn it.
Cut it.
All right, that was a lot of fun, guys. Let's do this again. See you next time. This Shaz Mark Man signing off. There we go. You make me forget my catchphrase.
Do you want to have him go get Dutch and me and you will have a podcast?
That'd be hilarious.
Yo, let's do
Won't
it.
you piss the
Yo,
fuck? Won't you
yo.
piss the... Go away. Go away.